This change of pace can lower your stress levels greatly if you do this properly. I like to use my own 5-3-1 method. We're going to take the Eisenhower matrix and our productivity to the next level by this would be your go-to resource for ideas to relax, recharge, and refresh when you're feeling burnt out. Hi friends, welcome to another college adventure. You know when you're trying to get stuff done but end up feeling like you've been hit by a freight train at the end of the day? Yeah, I've been there too, and let's be real, we're all tired of it. So in this video friends, I'll show you guys how to level up your productivity game without having to burn out. And no, I'm not going to say basic stuff like don't snooze your alarms, but instead you'll find extremely unique tips that will likely be game changers for you. Tip number 2 and tip number 4 are ones I've never really heard anywhere else before. And tip number 3 is also a little bit unique, so please don't skip anything. For those who stick around till the end, I also have a free bonus resource in store for you guys. So let's get started. Tip number 1, have a third space. If you Google what is burnout, here's what you get. Burnout is a state of complete mental, physical, and emotional exhaustion. There's one key word you need to notice here, friends, and that is exhaustion. Being burnt out means you are exhausted, tired, fed up, stressed, and I can go on and on with the synonyms, but the point is, one of the things that can easily cause this exhaustion over the long run is a monotonous environment, meaning you don't easily have a fresh breath of air every now and then. Now, I'm not just talking about exercising or taking a walk outside here. You need to take a fresh breath of air for your mind every once in a while in order to prevent burnout. That's why I recommend you guys to have your own third space. Let me explain. Your first space is your home. Your second space is your school, your university, or your workplace. These are often non-negotiable spaces in our lives and can become monotonous if they're the only spaces in our lives as well. So, a third space is your space of choice. Any place that makes you feel stress-free, worry-free, and that you can just forget all your problems while you're there, sort of like a guilt-free zone. This can be anything from your favorite bookstore to your favorite coffee shop to your favorite park. Whatever it is, once you have decided on it, make it a habit to visit this place at least twice or thrice a week to cool off and ease your nerves, perhaps after long study sessions or long days at work. When you are at that place, forget all the troubles you got and fully immerse yourself in that experience. Trust me friends, this change of pace can lower your stress levels greatly if you do this properly. Tip number 2, the 5-3-1 method. We all have bad days, friends. We all have those days when we just aren't in the proper mental, physical, or even emotional state to get through our day at our maximum level of productivity, and it's always the worst when such days just happen to be our busiest days as well. Because when our not so good moods meet our mile-long to-do lists, we're a lot more prone to burning out. On days like these, I like to use my own 5-3-1 method to make sure I can keep myself in check while going through my daily tasks. Basically, at the beginning of the day, we'll write down all the tasks we need to accomplish. Now don't get overwhelmed just by looking at that list, friends, because we're not going to try and do everything on that day. Take your to-do list and highlight 5 simple tasks in green. Here are some examples of tasks that you can consider. These should be the easiest things to check off, each only taking a few minutes for you to complete. Next, highlight 3 more tasks that are a bit more difficult in yellow. These tasks might need a little bit more effort or time to get done, but they will give you a boost of dopamine and motivation once you check them off. These are some examples. Finally, pick one other task that you think will be the biggest challenge of all to tackle that day and highlight it in red. This task will be your will make me the happiest task. I've given you some examples here. So now you will complete these tasks that you highlighted in the order of 5-3-1. That is, the 5 simple tasks, followed by the 3 moderately difficult tasks, followed by the 1 most challenging task. Remember friends, for the days that we don't really feel like ourselves, the goal isn't to be productive every minute, but just to make sure we make good enough use of the day so that we don't have to plunge into regret the next day. So this technique of mine can be a great way to keep your productive momentum of the week going despite those 1 or 2 off days, and you'll avoid burning out easily. Tip number 3, sort and arrange your to-do list wisely. Many of you might be aware of this diagram called the Eisenhower matrix by now, but even if you're not, don't worry friends, because it's just a grid that helps you organize your daily or weekly to-do lists better. Now normally what would happen is you'd list down everything you want to get done and categorize them based on importance and urgency. Tasks that are both urgent and important are put into quadrant 1 and you are supposed to do them immediately. Tasks that are important but not urgent are categorized under quadrant 2 and you're supposed to schedule them. Tasks that are urgent but not important are allocated into quadrant 3 and you have to delegate them. And finally, tasks that aren't both important or urgent are supposed to be deleted. Using this technique indeed helps us to avoid burnout because it helps us understand our goals better and prioritize our work. However, something I personally don't approve of in this is that we should delete some of our tasks just like that. But sometimes friends, the very reason that we put those tasks on our to-do list is because we needed to get them done even if they weren't that significant or time sensitive. For me, this category often includes tasks which I like to do just because I like to do them, like watching an episode of my favorite series on Netflix or going out with my friends. So to be completely honest, I wasn't fine with just erasing those tasks, and here's what I came up with to fix that problem. We're going to take the Eisenhower matrix and our productivity to the next level by changing our perspectives a little bit. Instead of having a delete category, we're going to have a do when free category along with the do immediately, schedule and delegate categories. Next, we're going to tackle the do immediately and schedule category tasks in alternative order whilst completing our do when free tasks during the breaks we take. And of course, the delegate category tasks, just as the name goes, are ones which you delegate to others because they're done better and more efficiently by them than yourself. Tip number 4, create your joy list. All this time we were talking about how to avoid burnout. Now, what can you do to overcome burnout if you eventually face it so that you can quickly get back on track? As simple as it may sound, my friends, the simplest solution to exhaustion is fun. Basically, create a list of all the fun memories you've had recently, maybe that night out with your friends or that time with your family when you went to a carnival. Have all these times written down in this joy list of yours. Ideally, this would be your go-to resource for ideas to relax, recharge, and refresh when you're feeling burnt out. But it can help to have this list in hand because even if you aren't able to immediately go out with your friends the next time you feel burnt out, having something that immediately reminds you of fun times when you look at it too can be a quite effective and quick fix to your exhaustion. It's all about taking a step back from all that is tiring you out and stepping into something that can replenish your energy reserves, friends. Now I know all this information can be a lot to process, friends. So for those of you who reached this part of my video, first of all, thank you so much for sticking around, and secondly, congratulations because you're now going to be the owner of my latest aesthetic bonus resource, which will help you amp up your productivity instantly. These templates will help you put tips 2, 3 and 4 into practice easily, and so they'll make your goal of maximizing your productivity that bit easier. Instructions on how to use them are in the document too, so it's super easy to understand, and it's linked in the description box below so that you can download it and use the templates as you like. The only payment that I'll need from you guys is to follow me on my new Instagram because I'm posting more unique and useful content on productivity and study tips there. So there you are, friends. With these 4 tips and my aesthetic productivity resource, I'm sure you guys can conquer your days much more productively and avoid burning out much more easily. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell and set it to all so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Don't forget to share this with anyone else you think will find it useful too, so we can grow our family of college adventurers together. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next college adventure.